Oh no. Okay, we've got the booster battery right here. Then we have a jump pack boosting the booster battery, and then this is all going in. Come on. This is embarrassing. I'm blocking my neighborhood street trying to get this thing off a trailer. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump to start this with the car. You're gonna have to watch my amazing trailer backup skills. Yes. She's running. He's got a gun! He's got a gun! Here she is. She is. I don't know. Touaregs are kind of guys in my opinion. So let's take a closer look. So what we have here is a V8 Touareg. Unlike my V6 Touareg, this one has a V8. It is a significantly nicer interior. For one, it's black. That one is gray. I'm not a big fan of that. It also has this screen. It's a color screen, unlike the red one I have in there. Here are the two useless jump packs I tried using and they didn't work. That seems to be a common issue. Mine has a little crack there too. Don't know what this is for because obviously this is a stock unit. This doesn't need that. Okay. Something I'm really excited for is this guy. Keyhole in them, and that's what you would use to move them back and forth. Don't break. Come on. How do I don't like that. I feel like it's gonna break someday. We have air suspension. You can't see it, but it does have air suspension, and that is one of the issues with the car. It always is. I'm kind of excited to have air suspension because obviously there's a convenience to being able to come up and down. But it is common for them to have issues, and this one does. It is throwing a suspension code and tells you to stop driving. Another big issue I don't like is we have this rust here on only one of the doors. Now look, normally I don't really love green colors and green cars, but honestly I'm okay with this one. On top of that, power seats, huge fan of that. That one had manual seats. We just don't roll like that. What should I do with this before I lose it? Because that's what all Touareg owners seem to do. Let's throw it in the glove box. Oh, what's that? A previous owner gave me a half-eaten sandwich. Not bad. I was actually really hungry. Delicious. So why did I buy this? Obviously I already have another Touareg. Well, first of all, I obviously buy a lot of cars when I find them for good deals, and the reason why I bought it is because I bought it for $1,900. The previous owner was under the impression that it had low oil pressure. He said he got it from a person who owed him money, and the person just offered to take the truck instead of paying off his debt. Depending on how much money that was, I think that was a pretty good deal. Maybe he heard the rattle and it scared him. Maybe it was bad. We don't know. Basically, he said he did the timing on both the back as well as the front, so we should have brand new timing. But then he said he went on a drive and he noticed that the oil gauge wasn't coming up, and the oil gauge in this car is temperature, not pressure. He thought it was pressure. He kind of freaked out and decided to sell it. When we met, I told him, I'm pretty sure this is temperature. I wasn't trying to convince him. I was just like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is temperature. I don't think we have oil pressure issues. And then he said, well, it also said something on the screen, something along the lines of stop driving or whatever, which I did see, but it was saying that in relation to the suspension issues. Either way, I think I got it for a pretty fair price, even though I don't think it has oil pressure issues, at least as of right now. Maybe we'll find out soon enough, but let's just scan it. That would be a good idea. Ow! Well, there is one thing I don't like about this Touareg, and that is the absence of the tow hitch. I really wish I had that, because that is the reason why I want one of these for myself, is to tow my other cars and my flip cars and my project cars and my race car and my bikes. All the stuff I do with cars frequently requires towing, and I'm kind of tired of paying for it. basically I want myself a truck that can tow, and this thing can tow 8,000 pounds, just like the V6 one. However, the V6 one I'm sure could pull pretty decent, but I don't trust it as much. It's a 3.2 naturally aspirated VR6 engine, which puts out I think like 240 to 150 horsepower, which isn't amazing for pulling something, you know, relatively decently sized, for potentially, you know, something as big as an Audi Q7, another Touareg, stuff like that. That's why I kind of wanted a V8. And finally this one popped up for sale, and I was like, I think this is the one. Oh no. So we're going to sell the V6, probably swap in our tow hitch from there, swap in the head unit, and basically fix whatever issues are on here. At least we're going to attempt to do that. I actually did try using the VR6 Touareg to get this one, but it turned out that I couldn't get the trailer lights to work. Maybe because they're LEDs. LED lights don't provide enough resistance for the car to sense that it's towing something and activate the tow control module, which gives power to all the lights, all the turn signals, and brakes and all that stuff. But I guess for now, let's just make sure this thing is worth saving and that it's savable. Well, god damn it, this is why I can't have nice things. Okay, that should do it. Okay, that looks like a pretty new belt. So we were able to confirm what the previous owner said about the timing. The timing is good, and we didn't have to worry about that for about 100,000 miles. I don't know if they changed the valve cover gaskets, because I don't think they did. Saw some smoke coming out from the back, and the smoking from the back usually is caused by the valve cover gasket leaking onto the exhaust. Whatever, I can live with oil leaks. After all, I do have a B5S4. So what I'm trying to look for is an explanation for why I have an engine code for the camshaft sensor. Camshaft position sensor, I think, is what the code was. I want to confirm that, but obviously we're letting the battery charge up before I can read the codes and blah blah blah. Try and find broken wire, bad connection, anything along those lines that would throw that code. If you haven't noticed, very frequently when I do buy a car, it usually doesn't run. And for once we have something that runs and drives. Maybe there's an issue with the actual sensor, or maybe a wiring issue. I don't know, we'll see. After pulling up this part number, I found out that the B5S4 has the exact same camshaft position sensor, so I think I'm gonna swap them and see if there is any difference. That way at least we can rule out the sensor itself. Okay, the new sensor is in, and now I should be able to just put this back together, and hopefully, we're gonna cross our fingers, everything's gonna be fine once I start it up. Not sure if this light is gonna go away, but it was worth a shot. Since it did have a dead battery for a long time, it is gonna be throwing a lot of faults. It still is, so I'm gonna try and erase everything and see what comes back. Okay, in total we have 50 faults found. Position sensor for bank 2, still the code persists. Random multiple misfire and cylinder 6 misfire. Not great. This is gonna be quite a project, not gonna lie. I sure do hope they didn't mess up the timing, because that would be tragic. This idle certainly doesn't sound very good. The idle just keeps getting worse. I'm starting to hear something that could potentially be knock. And it does speed up with RPM, which is a very bad sign. Very, very bad. I should probably turn off the engine, but I want to read the codes right now and see what we can find. Like, I don't think it's knock. I think rod knock would have been significantly louder. Oh no. Oh god. Do we have major timing problems? I think we might. Last time was a major disappointment. Let's see if we can find out how bad the damage is. Okay, well, we definitely have a little too much oil. I have checked the oil level previously, but I was mainly just making sure that it has oil and it's not too little, but it seems to be that our oil level is right around here. Going to enjoy some beverages while we wait. Want a water? Shit, buddy. Could have just said no. I think I'll also check the timing marks on the timing belt just to be prepared for the worst case scenario. Oh no, oh no. You guys fucking see that? God damn it. How did this happen? What the f? I'm not sure if the tensioner had failed. So I believe the tensioner is this pulley over here. If we go closer to the tensioner, we actually do have tension in the belt, but it's when we start getting to here is when things are very, very loose. Now what I'm thinking could have happened, I actually don't know what could have happened. I mean, this is supposedly a brand new belt. The tensioner does not look brand new. So what I'm trying to do right now is find the timing marks so that I can rotate the motor into top dead center and try and see if we do indeed have skipped timing, which I'm almost positive we do. But I'm thinking it's possible that the previous owner changed the timing belt but did not change the tensioner for the belt. Oh shoot, I forgot it. I'm still sucking out oil. Okay, now we're at basically minimum. This might just end up being a waste of oil. I'm going to manually manipulate the tensioner and see if I can get any tension on it. As you can see, we have tension back, so we do have a bad tensioner. What size is that crankshaft? Definitely not a 27. Definitely not a 21. Someone put me out of my misery. Okay, so we need a 23 millimeter 12-point socket, which I don't think I have. There's two holes on each cam. There's a larger one and a smaller one. You want the larger holes pointing towards each other, so that would be this guy and then this guy. So we need to get a 23 millimeter socket and spin the crank until those line up. If they ever will, they probably won't. Might as well use this as an opportunity to get a ride in. Hello. Alright, we got the 23 mil. This better work. Oh no, it's not the right size. Google lied to me. I wonder if 24 is supposed to be the right size. Seems like my tripod needed some more zip ties. Should be good now. Promise, I'm doing everything I can to keep you safe. I really don't want to go back to the tool store. We have a winner. It's a 24. Fantastic. Right on the crank, so we're gonna try and spin that and see what happens. I'm gonna lie, I have ruined an engine before by spinning it the wrong way. That was back when I was young and dumb and had no idea what I'm doing. Not a lot has changed since then, as you can see. Alright, we're spinning. At least that's good. I don't have one of those bars that would go onto the camshafts and lock them in place. Now the crank marks line up, sort of, kind of, and the camshafts look okay. Maybe it was the belt that got so loose that we gathered knock, but it wasn't enough to skip a tooth. Maybe, just maybe, the motor is currently in time. It's highly likely that the tensioner would just start giving out again. It does not seem to be very persistent with where it's staying, which is the exact opposite of what it's supposed to do. Should we risk starting it? We'll see if we still have the knock and misfires. It looks like we're still throwing the camshaft position sensor code. Is it a circuit issue or is it a timing issue? Once again, find the misfire calendar. There we go. We got 5 misfires, 7 on 8, 9. Yeah, we got misfires on number 6. And that seems to be the only one. Belt tension is still good, but we'll definitely, if everything still goes well, we'll definitely have to replace that tensioner. But let's see, I'm pretty sure this is number 6. Could be coil, could be spark plug. Even though it's definitely due for a spark plug change, I'm gonna throw this back in and swap the coils just to see if it could be the coil. It could also be a compression issue, that's for sure. Take this guy out, put this one in. We're still misfiring on 6. Might be spark plug. It's hot. It's hot. BKR6EIX. I think this one should work. And if we still have misfires after this, then I mean there's a slight chance that an injector is bad, but my best guess would be that we have bent valves on this cylinder. Still a bunch of misfires on cylinder 6. Amazing. That's the only one. I think I'm going to check compression on that cylinder. At least we'll start with that. Disconnect this injector here, and then I'll be able to just crank the motor with a starter, and basically it would start up since it's only going to be one cylinder not working, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Well, it could be wrong because I'm a complete idiot. Okay, we got 110. Should be a little more than that. Ooh. Should have probably released the pressure first. A bit of an idiot, like I said. Alright, let's see what this cylinder gives us. Huh. We're only getting 90 on cylinder 7. Am I messing up my cylinder numberings? Does it go 1, 2, 3, 4, or does it go 1, 2, 3, 4? Am I that dumb? Yeah, no, I had it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 seems to have even less compression than 6, but it's not misfiring? What? Cylinder 3 is getting similar readings to cylinder 6. Cylinder 6 is the one throwing a misfire. We're dealing with a misfire in cylinder 6, so I don't think there's any point in continuing the compression test. I am so confused. The gentleman on Facebook group called VW Touareg Mechanics Repair and Tuning have been kind of helping me out. Just want to say thank you to everybody on the group who has been putting in advice and potential causes. Hopefully some of you will check out this video, and I just want to say thanks.